on Rosecrans.
Rosecrans Radio. This is Rosecrans Vic. Looks like it's recording. I'm pretty positive it's recording. So we're joined by Cam Gnarly to the left of me.
Yes.
A Brooke to the right of me. And good morning, Gabe. Still hanging out.
What's going on?
Gabe C.
We here.
Gabe C, the monster. So we have Cam Gnarly in the building.
You're all the way from the IE.
San Bernardino's own.
Hey.
San Bernardino's own. I'm originally from LA. Like, my pop's from out here. My mom is from, went to Fairfax by way. She was from Chicago originally. Like, I spent a lot of time in LA, but I grew up high school, elementary school, all that shit.
Yeah.
In the IE. But I had to come back every weekend. Like,
You earned your stripes in the IE.
yeah, off top.
Yeah. Slap boxes and... No, it's fine. What
Slap
was the
boxes.
IE like? Because I hear terrible things about San Bernardino.
Yo, it's
All respect. But I'm talking about like, they're like, yeah, remember how Compton used to be? Like, it's like San Bernardino now. I'm just like, whoa.
It is like that. I've always felt like the connection between like a Compton and San Bernardino because, I mean, two cities in California that go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Two cities that are like highly, like have a lot of crime and shit like that.
Yeah.
And in the IE, now we just had, we had that massacre shooting type shit. And that's a whole other thing in
Shout out to
itself
the
too.
victims of that.
Yeah, that was,
I mean, not shout
SB
out, but
Strong.
condolences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is like, it does have a bad rap. But
Yeah.
I feel like that's what our intention is with the music and what we do, shedding a light on the city so that, that we can kind of erase that negative perception. Because at the same time, it's like a really beautiful place.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like really dope sceneries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I spend like I said, I spend a lot of time in the cities and stuff like that. But it's nothing like going outside and seeing like mad mountains.
Yeah.
Like just being able to visualize what you want to do. Like it's a whole other thing. Like,
Yeah.
my childhood, like we were running through like fields and shit, like
Damn.
open fields,
That's crazy.
burning shit, building trees, like all because you got the space. It's just like these open space where you like could spend a day with your homies and y'all might walk out into the mountains or some shit.
Yeah,
and
that's dangerous.
It is. It really was. Yeah, there's like mountain lions and all kinds of shit. It's funny.
You're like, Mom, I'm stuck on the mountain again.
I've done that.
God
Hey,
damn it, Cam.
I've done that. One time I walked too far into the mountains and I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I need you to come get me. My legs are tired.
My
Like,
legs
somebody
are
pick me up.
tired.
We were walking through really in the
Something tells me
in
this
the
was
hills.
before lift. And like,
Oh yeah, no.
to get
Yeah.
a lift up here,
I was
like,
way-
yo, like,
this is a long time ago. This is back when we were still walking around. Like,
Yeah.
That changed
crazy.
up quick.
yeah. So you said it's filled with a lot of crime, but it's also beautiful.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the biggest misconception about San Bernardino right now?
That you'll die.
Yeah.
like it's that crazy. Like some wild
people
shit.
do though.
I mean, some people do, but you got to know your spots as well.
Yeah.
You can't even like. I don't know, maybe because I was raised there, like I just know better, kind of thing. Like, you shouldn't be. That's the
What
thing that
streets
happens a
should
lot.
we not
Because
go
you're a
to?
college kid, fucking like Baseline Highland past a certain amount of time,
Okay.
like on anything on like the west side for the most part, it gets
Okay.
pretty wild over there. But it's like, but at the same time, these places I'm describing, they all have like really dope historical landmarks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like the first McDonald's is in San Bernardino, and it's like on a wild street though too.
Oh,
Like,
no way.
yeah, it's like a museum now, but
That's fire.
it's a trip. Like, there's a lot of history in the city. Like they used to have like mad festivals at the Orange Show.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin's and all that in that
The
time.
NOS Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of history.
Pay dues.
Yeah, I used to sneak into those.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
A lot of people from the IE, I remember that, like, they're like, there's no way I'm not going to be there. Like, oh, you bought a ticket? Nah.
I hopped the field.
Like, they're like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I don't mean to snitch any of the homies out, but like for Rolling Loud, the homies that lived like in that area where the venue was, they're like, yeah, we getting in. And then I'm just like, how? And they're like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if you think about it, like a lot of their homies probably are like security there. You know what I mean? Like it's like
That's
so
right.
it's,
That's
yeah.
how I did Hikey.
Yeah.
Another serendipitous situation. I was sneaking into the event this one particular year,
Yeah.
and I went a whole other way than the homie. So I'm by myself.
Yeah.
And I end up on the side where the security catches me, and I'm like, dang, I'm asked out. Like,
Yeah.
So it's the security woman who catches me, and she steps away, and I turn around, and who is it? My next door neighbor,
Wow.
who happened to be a security guard who I haven't seen in years. And he's like, I was like, hey, bro, you remember that time we went to Castle Park? Come on, bro. And then he was
Castle
like,
Park?
Yeah, we took him to Castle Park one time. So I mentioned that to him, and he was just like, "No, man, it's my job. I can't. No personal favors."
Oh, so he caught you in the act.
Yeah, he caught me in the act, but he was my neighbor though. So what happened was he started walking me towards, like, he's like, he had to take me through the event
Yeah.
to to like kick me out.
Yeah.
And then halfway and I'm walking, he's like, "Get the fuck out of here." And I was like,
see you at
feel
home.
me? Yeah. So,
He couldn't do it, bro.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I
he
was
felt
like,
too
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Nostalgia.
He's like,
And
damn,
he
I gotta
knows-
live next to this man.
Yeah, and he knows what I do. Like, come on, bro. You ain't about to like, you ain't about to kick a rapper out of here.
He knows where I live. Like,
For real. Yeah, exactly. For real.
yeah, that's super
Pay dues
crazy.
is important times. Man.
Pay dues.
They have a high times there every year.
Yeah, I've gone to those. I've worked those as a vendor before and shit like
Oh,
that.
dope.
Like,
Okay.
just trying to be in the mix of shit.
Yeah,
See the
that's
show
fine.
for free.
It
I was selling weed out the thing. It's for real.
Sign
I
up
was
high
like,
times.
inside, like, yeah.
That's qualifies as a vendor.
Real shit. I was my own vendor because I signed up to be somebody. I was like making like curly fries and shit, and then like somebody would walk up and I was like, they'd be like, "Hey, I heard you got that." I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "How much are the fries?" I'm like, $35. So shit.
How much is a gram of fries?
You feel me? Yeah, I was putting on. Shout out High Times.
That's mad
Yeah.
funny. The
That shit was a
hustle.
good time. Yeah, I had
Yeah.
to get it, and I had to get into these events. Like I had to experience that shit. 'Cause,
Yeah, rock
know,
the bells. Rock the bells.
yeah,
was right there,
definitely,
too.
definitely. The
Yeah.
last one I went to, I think it was like Cudi and 2 Chainz and like
Yeah.
Hit Boy and all them, and that was a crazy time.
Those lineups were fire. I would love going to those.
Yeah, I passed out at that event actually. That one, at that particular one, I went to all of those. Like we would
Yeah.
like really turn up. It was a good time. Like that was a long time ago. Yeah, I remember.
That's when they first had the
Old Dirty.
hologram, right? That's where
Oh,
they
the
first
ODB
yeah,
hologram.
premiered the
Yeah, they did.
hologram.
Yeah, I did. You know what? I did go that year. They performed. I remember they were supposed to go on at like 4:05, and I'm like waiting in the crowd, and I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then exactly at 4:20, they hit the stage, and I was like, "Oh!" And then they're like, "It's 4:20, bitch!" And I was like, "Damn, that's fire." They wasted 15 minutes of their set time just to like make a statement.
True stoner shit.
Yeah,
Gotta represent.
and then the mosh pit started like with all the like San Bernardino cholos, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is
One thing that's
awesome."
crazy that we
Like,
always
this is a way
hate
to watch Wu-Tang.
is when people come to San Bernardino
Yeah.
and they perform it at the Orange Show
And
and
they
they be
say
like,
LA.
"What's up, LA?" And everybody's
Oh.
like, "Nah, bro, you were like 45 minutes out. You
Yeah.
don't even know where you at. You don't even know where you at right now.
You have no idea.
For real, you're not close to LA.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna take
Rolling
a minute.
Loud was there.
Yeah, yeah.
Rolling Loud was there in
yeah, it was
2017.
cracking,
That
yeah.
was a fucking blast.
Yeah, man. I love that event is still going on, like, you know, because,
Yeah.
you know, Pay Dues and Rock the Bells, those
Yeah.
have stopped. But I like seeing, like, these new events that are coming up and
Yeah.
becoming, like, you know, kids are looking up, like, man, I got to go to Rolling Loud. Like,
Yeah.
that's dope. Yeah.
I love the layout of that year. Like
Yeah.
how just the way like the backstage was set up and like just everything. Like it took us a while to figure it out because it's such a huge place. But like they had the go-karts and shit. Like
Yeah.
it was lit.
Yeah.
And some legendary shit went down. I think that was like that was like one of the first times I think XXX Tentacion performed. And,
Yeah.
like,
Damn,
in like
I'm drunk for
California,
that.
or at least like
Mhm.
Southern California. It was super legendary. I just remember Shoreline set was crazy,
Yeah.
super crazy.
Yeah, that shit was
like,
lit. I was watching that through the
bro,
stream.
it was so crazy.
Yeah.
It seemed like everybody was there to see them. Like, and they put them at the small stage, and like the whole shit must have been like 1,000 kids. Like,
Yeah.
and since it's San Bernardino, like that's what I liked about it. That it was like people were driving out from an hour away in San Diego, an hour in hour away in LA. Some people were driving from Vegas. Like since it was not LA exactly, a lot of the outside places
Yeah.
were able to like come in easier.
Yeah,
And
like
it was
the
a
J-
different
yeah.
crowd than the LA crowd.
It's a more diverse crowd.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
The IE is a spot that, like, most times you got to pass by it. Like, when we're telling people, like, oh, I'm from San Bernardino, and they don't know where that is,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a city you go through when you're going to Vegas.
Yeah,
Like, you have to go
Yeah.
by there. So a lot of people do, like, pull up in that way.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what's dope about the IE music scene, too, because we'll have fans from, like, the Palm Desert area and stuff
Yeah.
like that, or surrounding cities from LA, Pomona, Costa Mesa, like that.
Victorville.
Yeah. San Gabriel Valley area and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like La Puente and all that. Like there's, you know, really core groups that people
Yeah.
pull up all the way to the city or, you know, to IE
Yeah.
to come see us here or to come see us in IE or just catch us in LA. So it's
Yeah.
dope to have that like duality in the mixed crowd.
Yeah. So speak on the IE rap scene because I noticed it's very diverse, and I now see that there's like a few other kind of mini scenes blossoming. You know, that are kind of reflect the LA like sound a little bit, but you know, then you have like the Noah James and like
Yeah,
all them. Like speak on that and like, you know, how they've embraced you because they seem to champion you.
it is a trip because coming from where I'm from, like in San Bernardino, I grew up like on the north end, but I did spend a lot of time like off like Highland in that area, more towards like the west side. So for me, and like I said, I bounced back and forth from LA like a lot, like just thanks to my pops. Like that's how I grew up. Like I grew up off of Crenshaw and Adams and Harcourt, and I would have to come out here every single weekend, like every single weekend for like the first 10 to 12 years of my life, like without fail, because that's just how I was raised. So I had that's what I was on. So I was. Even when I was younger, I was told like, "Oh, you too loud." When I was at IE, people would be like, "Oh, you too loud, you ghetto." But I spent a lot of my time in LA, which is a different kind of city. It's a different kind of city energy. And then when I go to LA, people tell me like, "Oh, you weird. You talk white." Like, like it's a whole, that thing. So like for me, it's dope bouncing back and forth, and I see that same kind of energy in the IE music scene. Like, there's people who are like more. Like abstract progressive type vibes, and then there's other like people who, like you say, like the little pockets in San Bernardino and IE music scene that is like more LA driven, like the homies like Radio Bass and Cali Stacks and the homie LA Deuce, from like people from San Bernardino, like and it's dope again. That's because the spot that we're at is a mixing spot, so we listen to everything, and because we listen to everything, and it's not just hip hop, we listen to everything. Our history of music in our city is like attached to like like I said, like the Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin's and like the Grateful Dead and people who play there. So we have like a lot of that deeply embedded in our music. So our music. Our artists are going to represent that. Like we have a lot of artists that can speak to a vast amount of markets, even if their music is like shaped in a more West Coast sound, or even if their music is shaped in a more like aggressive or abstract sound, and not to mention like the punk scene that's even popping in the city as well. Like it's
so
a really
a lot of different factors that play into it.
And even now in this year, I'm noticing like a lot more. Collaborative efforts and stuff like that communal type energy, like people wanting to broaden their horizons for their scene, so they're linking up with other people who've been cultivating a scene for a few years, so that we can offer something more for the city itself. So for me, it's dope, like to be able to kind of coexist in that space and be given like a certain light and energy for what I do and how I maneuver my music and myself. So
what I like is that you guys are just like, we're from the IE, we're not from LA. No diss to LA, but like we're really from here and proud of it.
Yeah,
so I feel like that's how you like, you don't really choose where you're from, but you can choose to like be proud about it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think. Some people, when they don't do that, like they don't seem genuine at all.
Yeah, it's like it is about authenticity overall. Like, for me, being authentic is like telling and representing where I'm from, and even more so shedding a light on where I'm from, because it has such a dark connotation already. When we talk about the Dino, like it is grimy, but like I said, like I'm there, so it's not that grimy. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that in the sense like, what was embedded in me in that time and the times that I grew up in the city, like I learned to be better than my surroundings and how to better my surroundings. Like, on some like just, that's just like part of my family lineage, like building community. Like that's something that's been going on. Like my family even had like handing like the Baldwin football leagues, like for the kids out here. Like that was started by like my aunts and uncles like back in the day. So it's always been something for me to like build in the community. But it's building the community means like representing where you're from. And I love the IE. I love San Bernardino. And it's so big too. It's almost like New York in that way too, because it's like San Bernardino County is the biggest county in the United States. Really? So it's like when you're talking
fun
IE,
fact for you.
You feel me? Google.
Learn something new every day.
It's real. But like when you look that up, IE is like San Bernardino, Riverside, Colton, Ontario, Rancho. Even. For real. They all
certain cities in Palm Springs. Yeah.
Some people argue if Pomona is IE, but like a lot of IE people go to Pomona, but it's still LA County. But like it's that.
Pomona's
like,
Pomona, I think.
It is like its own little entity. Huh?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I love that.
Shout out Pomona.
Is Lake Elsinore IE too? Kind of.
Yeah, I would say so. I can get there in 20 minutes. So
That's fire.
I do drive fast. I just went up to the mountains though, like heading towards Lake Elsinore to go shoot this video. And in all the years I've lived in IE, I've never really gone to the snow. Like I've toured and driven through snow,
Yeah.
but never went to snow for snow kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that shit was beautiful as well. I felt like I was in the movie The Revenant. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like walking through, like I was like, man, I should be hunting some shit or something.
And he's only 20 minutes from home the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Then I go home like, damn, see what happened to me.
then he gets home in 20 minutes and sees his neighbor. And he's like, yo,
Yeah. Thanks for that, bro. Good looking. It is that though. It's tight. That's dope.
That's crazy. So shit, what are some goals you have for this year?
Man, like releasing this album Nirvana is one of my first goals of the
Well, that's
year,
happening
for sure.
for sure.
That's happening.
That's
yeah.
locked in.
And then outside of that, man, just like collaborating with people that I've looked up to for a long time and making them my peers in that way. And I'm already on that path, so like that's something that's really important for me.
Yeah.
Because what I'm also realizing, like too, like I said, like it's important to represent where I'm from.
Yeah.
And a stride for me is a stride for everybody who's from where I'm from.
For sure.
So like that's why it's important for me to broaden that shit, broaden the network, and take it to places that other artists haven't yet.
Yeah.
And stuff
The
like
IE has more to offer than Lil Xan. Okay, just know that.
Yeah, man. See, we didn't even talk
Can
about
you guys claim? I've never heard one person from the IE claim Lil Xan.
If you're you got only people under the age of like 16 claim him. Real talk.
He's the Lil Pump of California. Like
true. I guess that's true. But he's from Redlands though. Redlands
yeah,
is an interesting
here comes the
place.
shade. Here comes the shade.
Redlands
I know how Redlands is looked
You
in
feel
the
me?
sphere of like the IE. It's like, ooh,
Yeah, Redlands is
like,
bougie as hell.
Yeah,
but
that's
you
super
know.
funny. I know some people from Redlands and like
Redlands is a crazy place. Though,
people
too.
don't like people who are like not from Redlands don't like it.
Yeah,
From what I noticed, yeah.
Redlands is I don't like hitting people with the crazy facts, but like Redlands has the highest amount of like KKK people, like white supremacists and satanic people.
Another fun
That's
fact. You came with all the stats
bro,
today.
I know my city. I'm just saying, I know where to be at. You don't want to.
What's hey?
Bro, for real, it's crazy. They got these orange groves out there. They be having all kinds of row meetings, bro. You don't know.
Yeah,
that's where they be having like those, the KKK members will like get the street, blocked off or something like that, and they'll have a little meeting and shit like that. That's where that shit's happening at, bro.
So what's the census? What's the census? Since you're coming with the stats today, what's like?
I don't know, man. I almost worked for the Census Bureau one time.
How serendipitous.
They pay well. Hey, you feel me? They pay good for a short amount of time.
So going back to Nirvana, it's releasing the 29th of March.
Yeah,
right.
This month.
You gave me a sneak preview of it.
I did,
and I was really impressed, bro. Like to be honest, no like radio cap, no rap cap. I was really impressed by A Brook as well. That's why it was very serendipitous that you came.
Shout out to my boy A Brook, high key, because he engineered. We met in 2014 at a studio session in Rancho Random.
Okay.
Like
shout out Rancho.
That was
Cucamonga.
2014. Nah, bro. It's like, or maybe it could have been 2012. Maybe, I don't know. But literally, like
Rancho
Tommy's
Cucamonga.
little mansion spot in Rancho, and we were recording in his kitchen. And we've been making music with each other like ever since then. Like and what's dope about it too is that the caliber of music continues to get better.
Yeah.
Between our circle of individuals who work together. So it's dope. Brooke engineered the whole thing.
So that makes sense because the chemistry on the song was like excellent.
Yeah.
The way you guys like would come in back and forth, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like this was like a very like when people who like make good songs together like make good songs, and like now it makes sense that you actually engineered the like damn near the whole thing too. So it's like that's super dope. Yeah.
We really crafted.
So it's 12 songs, right?
Yeah.
And you got production by Pack Music Group.
Yeah, that's the first track. Shout out to the Python P, North Star.
Python P, North Star.
Yeah.
They produce for Absol. Also,
for
people who don't know.
They got some dopes. I've heard some sneak peeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's gonna be a crazy year. Yeah.
DA.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, and I was like I said, I was really impressed. And I see you have Blue on here.
Yeah, Blue.
Blue, no
Shout out
E.
to the homie Blue.
Wow, that's
my
legendary.
boy John Barnes. For me, it is too, man.
That's
I remember listening
legendary.
to Blue in high school.
Yeah, we all
And
did.
then
I feel like we all did. Like,
yeah, man. Shout out to Brooke too for
Below
the
the
alley-oop
Heavens,
too.
yeah.
We were at a studio session, similar to how we be, and Brooke was engineering a session for him, and we just had like
Rancho Cucamonga. Or
no,
was
this out in I work with Alpha Pub Records, so we had we were recording out in what was that? Is that Glendale or
Ooh, fancy.
Silver Lake area? Very
Fancy.
Yeah.
Some place has a Whole Foods.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a Whole Foods, like a high end thrift store down the street. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
That's the energy I felt on the song.
Yeah, it's he probably recorded. I don't know where he recorded his at, but that's
inside of Whole Foods.
Yeah, right. You can hear it, the crisp
They got the
air.
studio on that one.
It sounded fresh.
Yeah, you can hear me looking for a Snickers bar around the store in the back of the song.
I don't know if
Organic
Whole
Snickers.
Foods sells
That's what I mean.
Snickers
You're not gonna
bars.
find one there.
They got their own rendition, non-GMO.
Yeah, it's like
All that.
I ate some. I went to Whole Foods the other day and I ate some macaroni barbecue pork, and I don't know. It was pulled pork. It was delicious. I don't know if it was like organic pulled pork or not. I didn't even want to ask, or if it was like real macaroni or not. But I'm just like, whatever this is, like, it is so fire.
Pork
it was like $28, and I was like, I don't even care.
Right?
I don't even care.
Macaroni.
Like,
Wow.
grass-fed macaroni.
For real. Like, seems legit.
Grown in San Bernardino.
For real. Grown in farms in San Bernardino. Yeah, that's wild. Fontana got the farms, so if you're looking for farms in IE, go to Fontana.
Yeah,
that's where the farms.
I'm gonna be looking for farms pretty soon. So yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah.
He's in the market right now.
If you grow,
how much? Tell me some stats on farms.
If you
like,
grow what we growing, I can introduce you to some people who need to grow some land. Yeah.
How serendipitous.
Yeah.
Now's the time to plug Cali's Most Blended. Sponsor the podcast, Cali'sMostBlended.com. 21 and over, California. We deliver.
Yeah. I am working on delivery little service for my cabbage. I have a strain of weed called cabbage, and I'm about to like work on a little delivery.
Gnarly cabbage.
Yeah,
that's fire.
It's the cabbage you gotta keep. I have your
the
greens,
cabbage
man.
god.
The cabbage.
The cabbage god. Yeah.
The cabbage god. Yeah, I've never been called that, but we'll see.
You gotta run with
that. We'll see if it sticks. Yeah.
That's fire. So shit. Any last shout outs? Anything else you gotta get off your chest?
Man, just listen to Nirvana, man. It's a
listen to Nirvana.
album.
It's fire.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no cap.
And I'm even more excited for what's to come after that, because this is like just an introduction, because there's so much more music on the way. Shout out to all the homies. Shout out my boy A. Brooks. Shout out my boy Noah James, Richard Wright,
Waju. On there.
Yeah. She went to high school together way back. Yeah,
that's fire.
She used to hoop with my brother. It's crazy. Yeah, we got some dope production.
That makes sense. Yeah.
She was definitely a ball player. Yeah, for real. She's still trying to play basketball. Like, she'll hit you up like, "Hey, you trying to hoop?" Like,
you trying to hoop? Yeah, that's
what she be on.
You trying to hoop or record? What you want?
That is her. You're literally describing my head. That's her.
That's super fire.
But yeah, man. And shout out to my little homie Ponsu. He produced like a lot of the tracks on the project.
Yep, I see that.
He did the joint with me and like two joints. Every joint that we have, me and Brooke have together.
Pantsu.
Yeah,
that's how you spell Ponsu.
Yeah, Heathen Ethan on Instagram or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
I know Ethan.
Look
go
up
follow
Ponsu.
him. Beats are fire.
For real. But yeah, man, just like shout out to the Inland Empire. It's important, like I said, like to be an artist from the IE and be able to come and get love outside of where I'm from.
Yeah.
As well as, showing and reminding people where I'm from. It's like it's out here. Like all you gotta do is maneuver yourself correctly and, put forth your best product. Like, for me, it's all about, upper mobility and working to reach a higher level and be a better version of myself. So my music is a representation of that. Like for people who listen to me, it's like what they're listening for is because they also are trying to seek that same thing within themselves. So that's who I do it for.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's a good way of saying, listen to this fucking project is fire.
Listen to it. It's going to change your life.
Yeah. That's a fire title, by the way, Nirvana.
Thank you, man. Yeah. It's very on brand, too, because like I said, it's...
Because you're wearing a flannel, like if you were Nirvana. That makes sense. How serendipitous.
How serendipitous, bro. This should be called the serendipity episode. Real shit. Real. Yeah. Nirvana, but for me, even though, the real meaning of Nirvana, like finding that like true happy space.
Yeah.
It's a play on words because Gnarly and everything like that. But, finding that happy space. And for me, I'm already like living in my legacy. It's not... I'm not doing anything that I don't want to do. Yeah. I get to create music with my friends. I get to travel around and perform. I get to make money off the art and continue to invest in the art to broaden the sound for where I come from. So like for me, that's my Nirvana. That's my happy space. Like that's I'm just trying to keep this shit going until it's over with.
Hell yeah, that's fire.
Yeah,
shit. Appreciate you, Cam.
Thank you, man. Hey, Thanks for having me.
Up. Gabe, as always. Brooke. Yep. Rosecrans Radio. Yeah.
I'm on Rosecrans.